Hey, I'm making this video called Why I Use TechnoTutor to tell everyone about the reasons why I actually use TechnoTutor, because I use TechnoTutor. And what is TechnoTutor? TechnoTutor is a program that I had invested in 2015, and the reason why I even got it in the first place was because, firstly, the way I got introduced was through a club that I'm a part of. It's called Gin, and I met two individuals at an event, and they came to my house. They showed me it, and then later on, I met someone named Avery. So I met Avery on a cruise, and when I met Avery, he started talking about things that I've never heard anyone speaking about before. It made me realize a lot. It made me realize that there were bigger problems in the world that people were not looking at. It made me realize that a lot of these problems were due to lack of education. It made me realize that a lot of the problems in this world could be solved when no one was looking at actually solving them. And it made me also realize that I think he did this unconsciously, or at least it was unconscious to me. But it made me realize that I actually had the ability to help solve these problems. Not only the problems that I was facing for myself, but if I was able to figure out what was going on within me, I was able to help other people solve their problems. And eventually, the much bigger problems that we actually have in the world. So, why do I use TechnoTutor? What's the purpose of it? What does it even do? Why do I still use it every single day, and why will I keep using it? The reason why I'm actually using TechnoTutor is that I had a lot of things in my life that I didn't understand at all, and nobody was giving me any answers to why they would happen, what was going on, internal conflict, emotional burdens and stress. When disaster would happen, I didn't understand why, and there was many patterns of just self-sabotage. Of I would build something, I would create something, and then it would just vanish. It would get destroyed. I didn't understand why it was happening to people around me. They would try to, whether it's like accumulate some type of knowledge and information, wealth, whatever it is, and it wouldn't go to proper use. TechnoTutor is a tool that helps us develop our vocabulary, but at the same time, it's not just vocabulary, it's more than that because of the network that we really have. But at the same time, it helps us actually apply information that is stored within us because we can see it clearer. So through working very closely with like Avery and many other people that are actually a part of the group, I came to a lot of conclusions. Now, one was when I was 16 years old and I joined this club called Gin, I studied personal development like crazy. I, hey Yannick, I was reading books all the time. I was listening to like audio tapes. I was doing everything I could because when I grew up, I experienced like a lot of abuse. And my parents are great. There's nothing against my parents, but I think a lot of people have been through this as well. It's just you go through so much shit in your life, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And it's uncomfortable. You feel uncomfortable. You're confused, distraught, unsure, tons of uncertainty. And a lot of the case, there's no answers to like the bigger questions of like, why is there so many people that are just dying from famine? Like my parents grew up poor, and I didn't understand why they were so scarce about food because they lived in a third world country, and then we're in Canada, and it's like we have an abundance of food. So why are we so worried about every little piece of food on our plate? If we didn't eat all the food on our plate, we would like they would like yell at us. You know, they're like, "Why are you wasting food and all this stuff?" So as I grew up, I just realized like there was a lot of things that were in question. It's like we have these abundance of food, nutrition, healthcare, so much in first world countries. And then they would talk about how they grew up. And I realized the biggest gap that just wasn't being bridged at all was what people could actually understand. And that comes back to receiving like a fundamental, proper education. Because if we're all honest about it, school didn't really give us the opportunity we need to really succeed in life. Everything that I've learned that has helped me move forward, it wasn't from school. School taught me to be shy, weak, get bullied, and bully other people. I was in the middle. I was not only getting bullied, but I was bullying other people, and I don't. That's not good. Like, but that's what we learn. We learn competition. We learn to like obey rules, and it just limits the shit out of people. So it's like, what would it really even take to exploit the full human potential? And it really comes back to what we could process and understand. So this is the main reason why I actually have TechnoTutor as a tool, and I use it. And now I'm also a distributor for the company. So I'm an area distributor and I sell the tool, but I didn't start doing that until using it for many years. Like, this is everything that I do is like stuff that I would sell to my family, my friends, or anyone that I meet. Because there's so many times like people are doing things where they have no integrity. But this is why I do what I do. It's because I've actually noticed a difference in my own personal life. Even the fact that I'm making this video right now, it's like a lot of people who knew me for sure know that I was shy, I was timid, I was insecure. I had a lot of problems. I was getting into trouble all the time. Uh, a lot. Like, I'm telling you, like a lot. Like a lot, a lot. Like, it's that middle kid syndrome, or whatever you want to call it. A lot of middle kids are kind of neglected because, like, there's the older one who has, like, all the responsibility, and then there's the middle one, but then the next one is born, and it's like that one's the baby, give them everything. So I had a lot of, like, personal, emotional issues growing up, like, that made me resort to things that weren't really good for me. And it was only through using TechnoTutor, day after day, week after week, month after month, and networking with the people that are a part of the group as well, and showing me how to use it in different ways, is what helped me come to actually understandings where I could look at my past and reconcile the past with resolve so I can start creating my future from a point of stability. So the reason why I'm actually making this video is to let everyone know that it doesn't matter what you're going through, there is a solution to work through it. There really is. It's like, I was just talking to several people that I work with in the last 2 days, and they're telling me about how they don't want their spouse to know about certain things, or like multiple people. So it's not just one of you. And it's like, why? So number one, like, why is that? Obviously, their communication isn't there. Obviously, they don't have self-trust. Obviously, if the spouse found out, they would probably be very upset. So it's like, do I want to be in that type of relationship? Absolutely not. The relationship I want to be in with my partner is full of trust, honesty, openness. And I've only been able to develop that with myself because I can trust myself. I won't do anything stupid. So therefore, I will be with someone who's equal to that, including the kids that I raise and everything. So it's like, who doesn't want that, right? It's like, why would you want to be in a situation where you could barely even trust yourself? You could barely trust your family, your kids. If you don't trust yourself, you're going to raise kids where you don't trust them either. And they don't trust themselves. And then the cycle just continues. And that's not a good thing. That's freaking terrible. But it doesn't have to stay like that. So this is why I use this tool. And it's one tool that has been the foundational support of a lot of things that I do. But in addition to that, there's other things that this network, the TechnoTutor network specifically, has introduced me to, where if I really didn't have access to these things, I have no idea where I'd be. Now, a lot of you already know, if you know me personally and closely, you know I'm working with my brother, Asif. You know that we have multiple companies together. You know I'm doing business internationally, in Europe, um, in the US, in South America. So it's only after I really started working on myself inside out, gaining emotional stability, focusing on my personal issues, that I really started to excel in business and in life with my relationships. I honestly thought like never in my life would I be able to have a relationship with my brother that I have right now. But that's come true. So it's hugely beneficial because we can actually trust each other not only with our personal lives, but we excel a lot quicker when we tackle business challenges. And it's like if you're fucked just working a job and you don't like it, like we have a solution for you. We have many solutions for you, but it's only going to come if you want it. So, yeah, I just want to say that from what I've seen, the two most important things to most people from actually asking the questions to individuals and spending time with them is they just really care about relationships, the people that they spend time with, and they want the freedom and energy to do whatever they want. And in reality, money is really going to help with that. So if you're looking for better quality relationships, people to hang around with that aren't going to bullshit you, that aren't going to screw you over, that aren't going to take advantage of you, that are going to be people that you can trust for a lifetime and people that you could build with for a lifetime, reach out to me. Because I work with people that I will literally die with. I'm not even joking. And if you message them, you could ask them. The people that I communicate mostly with, they know I would literally put my life on the line for the mission that we have. So if you're looking for certainty, if you want to do something that actually matters, we're fixing the educational system. We know how to do it. And it just happens one by one, person by person, individual by individual. And not only that, it's something that needs to be done. So let me know if you're interested. And that's why I use TechnoTutor.